Good afternoon and welcome to the Eppley Investor Briefing. My name is Nicholas Scott, the Vice Chairman of Eppley. At Eppley, we're privileged to have a loyal group of like-minded shareholders. They include retail investors, high net worth individuals, and the largest institutions in our region. Many have been with us for the entire decade we've been a public company, and we consider each of them to be our partners. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to update you all on our business. Eppley is a growing, diverse Caribbean investment company that has a long track record of producing high and consistent returns. We were founded almost 50 years ago and have been a public company for nearly 10 years. Our investment strategy is focused on private markets. We do this because we believe private markets are less efficient. We're contrarians by nature and believe that the best returns are often found where capital is the most scarce. Historically, this has led us to break new ground and to pioneer global investment strategies here in the Caribbean. Private markets also more greatly reward our strengths at Eppley, which are originating and negotiating opportunities and structuring and financing transactions. Our activities in private markets started in credit, but today extend well beyond that to mezzanine, real estate, and infrastructure. First and foremost, at Eppley, we're value investors. We use the same fundamental bottoms-up approach to evaluate all opportunities. And in every case, in every decision, we answer the same basic question. Does the potential returns outweigh the risk of loss, and is there an adequate margin of safety? This approach has paid off. In our 10 years as a public company, we've compounded our net profit at an average growth rate of 30% a year. Eppley makes money in two ways: investing on our own account and increasingly by administering and managing investment vehicles for our investors. In our proprietary portfolio, we invest relatively small sums across all our private market strategies in an opportunistic way. For example, we're one of the largest commercial lessors in Jamaica. That means we own a fleet of hundreds of cars, trucks, and equipment that we rent and lease mainly to a diverse group of clients in the distribution, manufacturing, and industrial sectors. We also provide flexible, tailored lending solutions to some of the most prominent firms in Jamaica. They rely on Eppley to solve problems, to come up with solutions, and to deliver exceptional white glove service. We also own real estate and infrastructure assets. Eppley administers and manages capital for investors in three main investment vehicles. These investment vehicles also participate in our private market strategies, but do so at a greater scale. We've built this business completely from scratch in the last 5 years, and today we have assets under management in excess of $120 million US. For example, we co-manage the Caribbean Mezzanine Fund 2 with NCB Capital Markets. CMF2 is a successor to CMF1, the first mezzanine fund in the history of the Caribbean. CMF1 had a successful outcome, producing mid-teens returns for investors across its life. Eppley also manages the Eppley Caribbean Property Fund. ECPF is the largest fund in the Caribbean and owns landmark commercial properties in Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad. And finally, and most recently, we co-manage the Capital Infrastructure Group with Jamaica Producers. At Eppley, by combining the opportunistic returns in our proprietary portfolio with the scale and reliability of the income we earn in our asset management business, we've created a strong, growing regional investment company with high-quality earnings. I work together with Eppley's chairman, P.B. Scott, to provide oversight of Eppley's business, to reinforce the investment philosophy at the core of our success, and to empower our exceptional executive team. On our board, PB and I are fortunate to be joined by business people with expertise in accounting, law, risk management, and leadership in both the private and public sectors. Eppley's business is managed day to day by a tight-knit team of outstanding executives, most of whom are also shareholders. They're steeped in Eppley's culture and invested in our long-term success. This year, Justin Nam assumed the leadership of Eppley's team and our business. Justin joined us in 2015 and has served as our general manager since 2020. He's been an instrumental part of building our business. We also recently promoted Jackie Watson to Group CFO, recognizing her expanded role across Eppley and its investment vehicles now spread across the Caribbean. Finally, we named Denise Gallimore to the position of VP of Real Estate and Infrastructure and gave her the responsibility to lead the Eppley Caribbean Property Fund. As I look ahead, I have every confidence that this team and the business that we've built together will continue to grow and expand on our outstanding long-term track record.
My name is Justin Nam, and I'm a director of Eppley, where I serve as a general manager and lead a team of focused professionals responsible for delivering returns to our investors. Our experience investing across asset classes such as credit, mezzanine, real estate, and infrastructure has been instrumental in the results we have achieved to date. Our intellectual capital moves across the firm for the benefit of all our investors. While growth in asset management and permanent capital have been increasingly important to our business, our core $5.5 billion credit portfolio continues to be a significant contributor to our bottom line. Our proprietary assets now comprise various portfolios, including specialized alternative lending solutions to corporates, non-traditional products such as factoring of receivables, and commercial leases for different types of vehicles and equipment. There's broad sector distribution among our portfolio of commercial loans and leases, with capital provided to infrastructure, real estate, energy, and manufacturing and distribution companies, to name a few. While our assessments involve creating and evaluating models, our due diligence process extends beyond just looking at a spreadsheet. We're very hands-on and actively monitor our investments. We are very selective when deploying capital and employ a rigorous process with careful structuring that both meets the needs of clients and, just as importantly, generates attractive returns with significant downside protection. Our $1.7 billion lease portfolio represents the largest component of our on-balance sheet investments. Many of our customers are some of the leading blue-chip corporates and institutions in the region. These counterparties do business with us because our leases provide an efficient, low-cost alternative to loans that is not offered by traditional financial institutions. Demand continues to be robust, and our net interest income has been improving by 30% year to date. An example of the types of corporate fleets we finance is shown before you on the screen. Now, I know the sharper analysts will have recognized our growth, but when we assess the environment in which we operate, we realize that there's more we can do to tell our story to the investing public. And I'm proud to be a member of the hardworking team who has executed on the strategy that has led to net profit growing at 30% compounded on an annual basis for the 10 years since being listed. It's important to note that our careful due diligence, evaluation, and structuring has been tested and performed well over different credit cycles. We had no material credit losses over this time period, and this was put to the extreme test by COVID and can be validated through our audited financials. Our growth has not come at the expense of risk management. We have one of the most favorable dividend policies on the stock market, where the vast majority of net profit is distributed to shareholders annually. This requires us to focus not only on growing earnings, but also on maintaining our quality of earnings. The chart before you supports that we've met this objective through the payment of $895 million of dividends since our listing on the junior market and subsequent graduation to the main market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. We are privileged to have a group of shareholders who share our investment philosophy, and I invite Dr. the Honorable R. Danny Williams, the founder of Life of Jamaica, now Sagicor Life, to share his experience investing with Eppley.
My name is Danny Williams. 9 years ago, I was approached by Nicholas Scott to make an investment in a startup company, Eppley. And I decided through my investment holding company, Ravers Limited, to do so. I must admit that this has been one of the best investments I've ever made. And this is entirely because of the way in which the company has performed over these 9 years. My dividends represent 1.5 times the original investment, and my capital gains are some 12 times. So you can well appreciate why I would be very happy with this investment. But you know, in addition to the fact that it has turned out to be such a very good investment, it has also been a pleasure dealing with Nicholas Scott and the Eppley staff. Whenever I want information, it's always available. Nobody's ever too busy to talk to me or give me the information that I need. And I've always felt that I'm dealing with people who care and people whose integrity is above reproach. I hope Nicholas will come up with some more investments like this and give me the opportunity to participate in it.
We are honored to have been given the opportunity to deliver consistent, attractive returns to our shareholders. The chart on the screen illustrates the point. A $1 million investment in our 2013 IPO has paid $2 million in dividends, that's twice the initially invested amount, and is now worth $15.4 million. We continue to quietly build a robust business focused on delivering returns, and we will continue to work hard to justify the continued support of you, our shareholders.
Hi, my name is Denise Gallimore.